Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share this with you, and let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact upon you. Just imagine, being buried alive, but you know you're not dead. You're laying in a coffin gasping for your last breath. You don't know how to open the coffin and lift that enormous weight that's upon the lid. You start banging on the lid, hoping that you'll unsettle the dirt, and then maybe, just maybe, somebody might notice the dirt moving, and they'll start digging their way down to help you. This is what it's like to find yourself at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help. You know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know which way to turn. In reality, there are people standing by your grave mourning the loss. You don't know that. You just think today you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind when you were abusing drugs and alcohol that maybe, just maybe, you might overdose and take something that was preciously given to you by the Lord Jesus, your life, away from you, your family, your children, and all your loved ones? With this, let me leave one last thought. Don't be like that person I'm reading about from this index card that didn't reach out for help, is laying in a coffin, alive still, gasping for the last breath. Instead, be a person that reaches out today and wants help and reaches for help and calls me at 844-405-HELP so I can help you take your life back before your life is gone. There are other people besides me. Larry Geist from the Geist Academy. You can reach me at 516-458-2741. Larry Geist is an addiction recovery coach, a life coach. He will help you from your addiction to your recovery. Him and I always tell our clients, it doesn't matter where you've been, it doesn't matter where you came from. What matters is that you're reaching out and you're asking for help. You're not like that person on these index cards I just read about. You're not that person that's laying in that coffin. You're a person that says, Ralph, Larry, anyone else, I need help. I have depression issues. Larry, I have depression issues. Help me. Larry, I have low self-esteem. Help me. Larry, I have drug issues, alcohol issues. Larry, help me. 516-458-2741 is where Larry can be found. And when you speak to Larry, let Larry know you heard about him on the Take Your Life Back Today show. You can also Google him at www.odysseyconsultant.org. Larry Geist from the Geist Academy. Let Larry help take back your life. Folks, I see the sun coming through here. Don't let this beautiful weather fool you. We are here in the Hamptons, New York, and we are supposed to get slammed with a bad storm. Folks, if this is blurry to you, it's not that sun coming through that's making your screen blurry. It's your glasses. Go to www.globaleyeglasses.com. Let them focus on saving you money. They have over 1,200 frames, plastic, metal, no frame at all. They have lenses like progressives. They have lenses like transitions. They have lenses like photo grays. They have lenses like polarized lenses, all available at globaleyeglasses.com. Folks, they can make your lenses thinner. They can take the reflection away from there. They can make UV coated lenses, scratch resistant coated, transition, all available at globaleyeglasses.com. What you have to do is just go there, and I promise you, with my 30 years experience in the optometry business, I made a deal with Global Eyeglasses. If you call me at 631-599-0218, I will help pick your frame, pick the right lenses, and that way you'll be able to focus on seeing my videos better the next time you watch me. Go to www.globaleyeglasses.com and let them focus on saving you money. Folks, 10 most common reasons why people like you and me want children. Are you married with no kids? New neighbor? This is what I'm going to say to my neighbor. It's a brand new neighbor. So this is the new neighbor. Are you married? Me? Yes. New neighbor. How long? Me? 7 years. New neighbor. Do you have any kids? Me? None. New neighbor says, 7 years of marriage and no children. I have heard people having this conversation often, and usually it ends that way. People's response is either yes, with a smile, or a shrug with a smile. Seldom do I hear somebody saying, why do you ask? How do they look? Perplexed, confused, and without any ability to understand why we are taking this long to have children. 7 years of marriage. They must have assumed two things. That either people are keeping the time for later, or they maybe just can't have children. The truth, people sometimes choose to be child-free, just to not intend to have children. It's a voluntary thing. It's not about liking babies or kids. It's much more than that. But in this video, it's not about either one of them. Here are the most common reasons I hear others give me when I ask, do they have children, along with some counter-arguments. 10 common reasons to have children, with the counter-argument. To have someone to take care of them when they get older are some reasons. Old age is unavoidable, and you don't need to create another human being for this purpose. It sounds so selfish and foolish. Children are not insurance that matures as and is ready when you get old. You cannot guarantee that your children will take care of you, even if they reach, certain age. What if they don't? What if they die before you do become able to take care of yourself? What if your children should die first? What if you even die earlier before they could even get to that point? What now? You better save money for a retirement. Make friends and be good to your friends, and hopefully your friends are going to be around. Don't have children just because you want somebody to take care of them. Number 2, to carry on the family name. Whose family name? The father or the mother? Has anyone considered the option of letting the kid use the mother's name? What is it about the family name to carry on anyway? Christ never had children, but his name is praised by millions of people all over the world, more than he could have imagined. Einstein had children, but not one of them is remembered because of them. Same with Gandhi, Buddha, or any other figures in history. What carries on in a name? Great, revolutionary, and enduring work, or maybe creation invention that changes people. Name is just a superficial thing. Number 3, because they love babies. That's why people want to have children. Babies are cute and adorable. So are puppies, panda bears, and kittens. Tiger cubs, leopard cubs, chicks, and so forth. So if you give this reason, you must have forgotten that babies will eventually turn into children, and soon into adults. You might as well try a job in a pediatric department, or apply for a job as a nanny, or become a toddler or nursery teacher. This way, you will not run out and watch those babies to grow up under your own roof. Number 4, it's human nature. Yeah, right. But stopping at 1 or 2, definitely not human nature. So if you view procreation as human nature, you should continue creating children till you no longer can. Number 5, pregnancy and childbirth are life experiences. The world is full of wonderful things to experience. You might as well try a number of them. Being childless is also an experience. You should assess more carefully which life experience you really want to achieve. Number 6, to let their children who don't exist yet experience the joy of existing. Existence could be enjoyable, but it also could be something else, especially in today's world. Also, there is a big difference between existing and living. What if your child doesn't want to be born? What if he or she never finds any enjoyment in existence? What if he or she never wants to exist at all? What if you just assumed that he or she wanted to exist? What will you do now? Number 7, to give your parents grandchildren. What for? What if your children don't like visiting or staying with their grandparents? If there was some sense in that, children should be brought into the world for their own sake, and not for you or your parents, or not even for your friends. You cannot please everyone if you're going to do this for that reason. Number 8, to embody love for each other. Humans are gifted with imagination. Why not use it and do something more helpful than embody your love for each other? Certainly there are so many other ways to embody. You could plant a special kind of tree and watch it grow year by year. Number 9, they want children of their own with their own bloodline. By this reason, anyone who donates blood to another person should become family. Logically correct, right? This reason, for me, is really very narrow because there isn't really a word like mine or yours. Our body is not our own. Even our partner is not our own. I didn't even know my husband existed before I met him. And number 10, they don't know. Some people just say they don't know, as if creating a new life is not a serious issue. They should just look and think about it. Other people are doing it, so I will also. This is the kind of mentality that they have. This has to change. Think about your unborn children would feel if they were brought into this world without even thinking that it just happened because. Does it really matter? When you decide to bring a new life into this world, think about the many things and think as your unborn child would feel. Ask questions and answers them in an unborn child's perspective in your world. Now, mind you, these are 10 reasons to have children with arguments why you should not or should have children. The number one was to have someone to take care of them when they get old. Folks, that's not a reason to bring a child into the world. Now, what if your child should die before you? What if you should die very young and leave your child behind? That's a good argument. Number two was to carry on the family name. Whose family name? Your family name? Your wife's family name? What isn't a family name? Remember Einstein. Remember Gandhi, Buddha, all didn't leave their family name on all the inventions they did. Number three, because they love babies. Babies are cute, so are puppies, kittens, panda bears, all those, but remember, they all do grow up. It's in human nature. Yeah, right, but stopping at 1 or 2 is definitely not human nature. Number 5 was pregnancy and childbirth are experiences. The world is full of wonderful things to experience. You might as well try a number of them. Being childless is also an experience. You should assess more carefully which life experiences you really want to achieve and then achieve them. Number 6 is to let the children who don't exist yet experience the joy of existence. Existence can be enjoyable, don't get me wrong, but it also could be something totally different. Also, there is a big difference between existing and living. What if your child didn't want to be born? What if your child doesn't want to exist? Number 7, to give your parents grandchildren. What for? What if your children don't want to visit other people and they don't want to have all that? That's just an argument. This is nothing to say. I'm not saying any of this. Number 8 is to embody love for each other. Humans are gifted with their imaginations. Why not use it and do something more helpful that embodies your love for each other? Certainly there are many type of other ways to embody, like maybe planting a seed and watching a tree to grow year after year. Number 9, they want children of their own bloodline. By this reason, anyone who donates blood to another person should become family automatically. Logically correct, isn't it? This reason, for me, is really, really narrow because there isn't really a word like mine or ours. Our body is not our own. Even our partner is not our own. I didn't even know my wife until I met her. Last but not least is they don't know. Some people just say they don't know as if creating a new life is not a serious issue. They just want to think about it. Other people are doing it, so why wouldn't we do it? This is the kind of mentality they have. This has to change. Think about your unborn children and how they would feel if they were brought into a world without even thinking. That you just, on a whim, decided to make a child. You didn't even think about their future. You didn't think about how you were going to raise them and afford them. When you decide to bring a new life into the world, think about the many things and all the times of what you might go through to raise this child and how expensive it might be. There is nothing wrong with bringing children into the world, but we have to prepare ourselves. We have to have the mentality. We have to have the financial resources to raise these children. Again, nothing wrong with having children. My word of advice to you is just that you want to think about it. You want to make sure you do the right thing. And you don't want to bring an astronomical amount of children into your household if you cannot afford it. What is the purpose of bringing a child into this world and then just giving that child away to a foster home? Folks, I do believe that if children are made accidentally, that child deserves every reason to live and be adopted. I am pro-life as they come, but I also believe that if you're not ready for children, please practice protective sex. If you're not ready for children, just don't make babies just because. They're not puppies, they're not kittens. You cannot just throw them in a corner somewhere. Humans equal children, children equal humans. I hope to God, no matter where you watch this, that you have the best day of your life. But I hope and I pray, no matter where you're watching me, that you have the best day, the most sober day, and you have a great day for the rest of your life. And may God bless you.